Over the next year, we're going to see a lot of bold ideas, innovative technologies, and passionate people redefining the war on aging. From cutting-edge brain simulations to the rise of decentralized research funding, humans are breaking boundaries and pushing ahead into a brand new world. Plus, it's all moving way faster than anyone could have expected. So, in this episode, I want to prepare you as best I can for what's ahead by spotlighting some of the major health and longevity developments to look for in 2025. And it all starts now. Welcome to Longevity Science News. I'm Emmett Short, and today we're exploring 7 fascinating ways that longevity science is evolving in 2025. These aren't predictions, and they're not breakthroughs, at least not yet. This list is just a few of the exciting advancements that are reshaping how we approach the science of aging and longevity that we think are going to take some major leaps forward over the next year. And because new technologies are always converging, any one of the items on this list has the potential to drastically influence every other item on the list. Maybe the cure for aging isn't hidden in just one of these topics. Maybe human lifespan is unlocked thanks to a combination of 2 or 3 of these developments working together. And if that's the case, you really should stick around for the entire list. First up, genetic engineering. And it's happening on Netflix, and surprisingly, so are we.
My name is Brian Johnson. I've been spending millions of dollars creating an anti-aging protocol. I take 54 pills, red light therapy, plasma exchanges, and I'm going to be injected with my first gene therapy. Thanks, Doc.
Our minds, which we think are our primary tool of problem solving, is actually the source of our self-destructive behaviors. I would argue the mind is dead.
What the Sorry, the mind is dead? And the goal is to give complete control of your well-being over to an algorithm? You know who says stuff like that? Algorithms. Hey, what do you know? Adding some jokes to the longevity news is paying off after all. Now, that clip was from Netflix's new documentary about Brian Johnson called Don't Die, The Man Who Wants to Live Forever. Now, in my full video, I was offering Brian some criticism. Not for using his son's blood for anti-aging, not for trying to be a fashion icon, not even for measuring age in units of nighttime boner minutes. No, I was criticizing his philosophy on the AI control problem, AI safety. I think it deserves some caution, and Brian is advocating for us to pledge allegiance to ChatGPT or his blueprint, like today. I'm exaggerating. My honest opinion is that I think what Brian is doing is really cool. Most of it. I could do without his posts about how great his tastes, but that's just me. To each their own. My main issue is with his stance on AI safety, which is not really a health issue, except that, it's going to be tough to live forever if AI kills us all. And Brian, hey, I'd love to get your thoughts on that in an interview if you'd like to come on the show. Anyway, for the full video of my critique, check the link in the description. But you guys are here for the cool longevity treatment, so here it is. At one point in the documentary, Brian travels to Honduras for a round of Folistatin gene therapy.
One place that gene therapy is being offered is Roatan, Honduras. There is a free zone there called Prospera.
Today is one of the most exciting days of Blueprint, and I'm going to be injected with my first gene therapy. If you look at the age charts of humanity, humans have a 120-year ceiling. So if we want to say we're going to punch through this limitation of human lifespan, it's going to be through gene therapy.
There's quite a big risk because there are these things called off-target effects. And so this is where the gene therapy goes in and it modifies not just the DNA that you're trying to modify, but it modifies some other part of your genome.
Gene therapy is dangerous. And we have been evaluating various gene therapies for the past almost 2 years now. This is the only one that had the potential lifespan extenders that we were looking for, that also met our safety criteria. This gene therapy, which is Folistatin, has primarily been used in bodybuilding, where you're looking at increased muscle mass and strength.
Folistatin is a protein that inhibits myostatin, which is a protein that prevents muscle growth. Here's some pictures of some yoked out animals that underwent the treatment. The treatment has shown a 30% lifespan expansion in mice, but it hasn't been tested for safety and effectiveness in humans, so the side effects are pretty much unknown. Folistatin peptides have been used as an off-market muscle enhancer for athletes and bodybuilders for years, but they're still banned by anti-doping sports agencies. The specific treatment Brian received isn't specified in the documentary, but they mention that it doesn't integrate into your DNA and is potentially reversible, which means it's probably some kind of episomal gene therapy or RNA-based treatment, but we can't be sure. What we do know is that the injections are $25,000 a pop. Netflix did have a post-credits update which noted 6 months after receiving Folistatin gene therapy, Brian's muscle mass increased by 7%. In February 2024, Brian returned to Honduras to have another round of treatment. So seeing as how Netflix is a huge platform with a wide global reach, I have no doubt we're going to see some copycat behavior. So in 2025, there's definitely going to be an increase in medical tourism. Actually, I'm going to Tijuana to get some stem cells, so I'm adding to it. And hopefully the data from voluntary real-life human guinea pigs is going to be instrumental in speeding up research for new medical advances. More data and faster research should lower the price tag for development, resulting in easier access and lower costs for consumers. So, rich people being early adopters helps everyone. All right, next up on the list of longevity developments for 2025, cellular reprogramming. We could see a huge step forward for David Sinclair's information theory of aging. If you need a quick refresher.
Here's the analogy, that the DNA is the digital information on a compact disc. Those of us who are old enough know what that is. For the youngsters, this is what we used to store 20 songs on. It was great technology. That's your genome, the digital information. The epigenome is the reader, and it can read different songs depending on different parts of the body and different cell types. But what I believe is causing aging is the skipping of those songs, skipping of the reader. And what makes songs skip? Scratches. So aging is essentially scratches on a compact disc that makes the music skip. And eventually cells, by reading the wrong genes, skipping the wrong genes, lose their ability to fight against disease. They lose their function. We get dementia, we get heart disease, we get cancer, we get frailty. That is aging. So with this new theory of what I call the information theory of aging, we can perhaps test this by testing if epigenetic changes cause aging. And if that's true, is it possible to reset these structures back to being young? Is there a backup copy of the epigenome? In other words, can you polish that CD and get back the original music of our youth?
How do we polish the discs? How do we reboot our epigenome's hard drive? Sinclair has spent the last few years working on various experiments to help unlock the evidence for his anti-aging thesis. But one specific area where he's been successful has been using epigenetic reprogramming to heal the optic nerve and cure blindness. So the concept seemed to work on paper, then it worked on mice, and then it worked on monkeys. So what's next?
I don't see any obstacle currently why we shouldn't be asking for volunteers who are blind as early as this time next year.
And when was that clip from? May of 2024. So last spring, he said,
this time next year,
which makes it this spring, 2025. Now, to be transparent, I looked around the old internet and the AIs keep telling me August 2025, but for the life of me, I could not find a link to quote on that. Anyway, it's conceivable blindness could be cured via cellular rejuvenation by the end of this year. It would be crazy, but could happen. More importantly, if Sinclair's trial shows that it's possible to reset human DNA to a more youthful state, and that continues to hold true with other cell types, that means this year, in 2025, we will be on a clear path to stop aging on the cellular level. Another development in longevity and health science that'll explode in 2025, decentralized funding of scientific research, also known as DeSci. One of the biggest problems with scientific advancement has always been the conflict between progress and profit. People who have money to invest want to see profit, and people who conduct research and do experiments, they want to see progress. And with the slow pace of drug approvals, the big money behind pharmaceutical research, they tend to want safe bets over life-changing medical breakthroughs that might be, slow to meet every bureaucratic regulation. And people, they know the story, and they've taken matters into their own hands by funding research using blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. Participants agree to add capital to projects in exchange for a stake in the intellectual property rights? And have these people been successful in funding profitable research? Yes, so far, the answer seems like a resounding yes.
Congrats to anybody holding their DSci bags. We just had the largest launch in history take place in terms of DSci projects. That is Bio. $1.3 billion market cap. Now, I didn't get into this because we weren't part of the pre-sale, or I actually did quite a few spaces with them and helped promote very early on. But no partnership, no nothing. Just wanted to help expand that knowledge of the space. VitaDAO. If we want to pull up VitaDAO here on the screen.
I already had it up, man.
$6 right now? What's this price action here to the right? Dude, $6.15. I think it almost touched $7. And then Research Coin as well. Another favorite of the channel here, RSC, that is at $1.30. It's actually doing so well. We had an associate at the office here known as Kelly, the great Kelly Kellum, say, Josh, why aren't my bags pumping? They're only up 100% in the last month. So we love to see that price action, and it feels good to be part of the DSci community, man.
VitaDAO, in particular, has plans to direct $10 million into early stage longevity research, including NAD+ restoration, senolytics, epigenetic reprogramming, and the microbiome. And they're working to develop new therapeutic platforms and decentralized trials to make it easier for community members to get involved in the research process. So as these kind of projects grow, they're going to ultimately streamline the commercialization of longevity solutions, bypassing the traditional bottlenecks of getting funding from large institutions or corporations, and potentially speeding up the pace of innovation. So in 2025, we're already expecting a big year for cryptocurrency, and investors are already seeing profits from various DSci projects. So we can fully expect huge inflows into the space to fund some interesting research that would otherwise struggle. Next up, human brain simulation. So new research published in October of 2024 out of Princeton University revealed the creation of a connectome of a fruit fly's brain. What's a connectome?
So it's basically like a super detailed wiring diagram, but for the brain. It shows you how every single neuron is connected.
And we're talking about a lot of neurons packed into a tiny space, right?
Oh yeah, we're talking 134,181 neurons and millions of connections all crammed into a space smaller than a sesame seed.
That perfect neural map was then uploaded into a computer to create a working simulation of how the neurons interact. Then researchers could accurately watch how the virtual fly brain responded to flashing lights, puffs of air, or during natural activities like walking. Not only did this provide an avalanche of new discoveries about fruit flies, but it sets the stage for mapping larger, more sophisticated brains in 2025. Here's Peter Diamandis.
I think that technology is going to take us to being able to upload the brain of a mouse. And on stage this year at the Abundance Summit, you're going to meet a CEO who thinks for $50 million, he's got the technology to upload the entire human brain.
$50 million per biological brain? I don't think mine's worth that much. Anyway, with how much companies have been shelling out to create digital brains, my guess is investors are going to be lining up. A fully functioning simulation model of a human brain would allow endless repeated testing of how our brains respond to specific stimulation. If you're thinking about volunteering your brain for immortality, just remember, you'd be offering up an exact copy of your consciousness to be essentially the property of a research institution. So if I were you, I might wait until the world has some safeguards so your virtual mind offspring don't end up in a white void for a zillion virtual years in the name of science. Okay, setting aside all the dark Black Mirror implications like, will the digital brains be conscious, or will they suffer, or whose brain will be mapped, and could the person's brain structure somehow contain their original memories? Let's just focus on one immensely positive outcome. Yeah, it's entirely possible that if we poke the human brains in just the right way, it could generate hormone production, immunity response, and a regenerative process, any combination of which could be tailored to produce all natural anti-aging effects. What? Yeah, digital immortality and physical immortality at the same time with the same discovery. I mean, hey, that could be a long way away, But in 2025, we may see a surge of interest from researchers and investors in the development of a functioning mammal brain simulation. All right, that leads us to the next topic we're going to be hearing about a lot more in 2025. Artificial intelligently designed cures. AI is already using simulations to blaze a new trail in health and longevity. Just look at Insilico Medicine. They used AI to analyze a variety of illnesses that they might be able to cure.
My name is Alex Javrankov, and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Insilico Medicine. I specialize in AI-powered drug discovery, so developing artificial intelligence solutions to accelerate the way drugs are discovered and developed. AI is a tool which allows us to go into drug discovery much faster, go after much more challenging biological and chemical problems with higher confidence.
But when the AI set its focus on IPF, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, it's a respiratory disorder with no known cure, it combed through innumerable data sets to understand the disease's effects and the key proteins fueling the illness. And then the AI designed a series of entirely new molecular structures to target the problem. After that, the AI ran virtual simulations to test the new molecules against the disease. During that process, it discarded treatments that turned out to be unsafe or ineffective, and it refined the molecules that did work to make them work better. Insilico's AI was like a super scientist. It basically compressed what would have been decades worth of research and testing into about 18 months. And in November of 2024, boom, Insilico's AI-designed med tied to respiratory health improvements in mid-stage lung disease trial. Now, one common side effect, it gave 14.8% of patients mild diarrhea, but who knows? Maybe that's the AI's attempt at humor. Nevertheless, previous treatments for IPF only slowed down the disease. This new drug shows promise to stop the disease from progressing. Now, of course, it'll take 5 to 7 years to get a trial done, but the point is, 2025 could see the creation of many more AI-designed medications, which will then also have to go through trials. But that got me thinking. We've got drugs designed by AI. What about drug trials designed by AI specifically for the drug it created? AI can analyze data about a disease to find potential solutions. That means we're probably going to see AI used to analyze data about patient populations to fast-track the human testing process. And we can anticipate AI being used to analyze medical, geographic, and demographic data to identify the patients who are most likely to benefit, to predict side effects based on the individual characteristics, and to make participation easier by optimizing trial designs. All of this could align drug trials with better participation rates, providing more data in less time. So in 2025, we're going to see many, many more new medications developed using AI. And the concept of AI connecting patients with potential cures, I think, will become a more common concept over the next year. All right, our second to last on our countdown is the microbiome. For years, scientists have known that the microbiome, the trillions of microorganisms living in and on our bodies, is critical to our health. It has a huge influence on digestion, immunity, inflammation, and even mental health. But the science has remained mostly exploratory. Just studying the complexity of the microbiome has been a slow, data-heavy process. And despite studies confirming correlations between microbiome health and longevity, the practical applications have been limited. So probiotics, for instance, has been a generalized recommendation offering imprecise benefits without targeting individual microbiome needs. It's like, eat some yogurt. That'll keep you alive and healthy. Maybe. But now we're seeing major advancements in both technology and treatment, pushing microbiome science from theory to actionable solutions. Personalized microbiome transplants are now entering human trials. Instead of one-size-fits-all approaches, scientists can identify an optimal microbiome profile and transplant it into individuals to reboot gut health. So companies like BiomeRx and Viome are spearheading this effort, with early data showing potential to reduce inflammation, enhance metabolic function, and support cognitive resilience. Precision probiotics, including new developments in CRISPR technology, are enabling companies like Pendulum Therapeutics and Synlogic to engineer probiotics tailored to combat inflammation. So this chronic, low-grade inflammation is a hallmark of aging, and these engineered probiotics aim to tackle it at the source, improving overall health span. Now, AI-driven microbiome mapping. In 2025, the integration of AI is solving one of the field's biggest bottlenecks by analyzing the microbiome's overwhelming complexity. Companies like Seed Health and Zoe are using AI to create rapid, detailed microbiome profiles. These tools offer users personalized, real-time insights to optimize gut health and, by extension, longevity. And there's a food revolution. Until recently, prebiotic foods have been generic. They're designed to feed good bacteria, whatever that means. And now startups like Brightseed and New Biome Foods are developing precision prebiotics. So foods custom designed to nourish the specific strains of gut bacteria linked to longevity and health span improvements. The convergence of microbiome science with advancements in gene editing, AI, and systems biology. These tools are allowing researchers to move past understanding what the microbiome does and start optimizing it for longevity. In 2025, the microbiome will no longer be an underdog of health science. It's becoming a cornerstone of longevity research. And if the field continues to accelerate, 2025 could be the year that we see microbiome science unlock entirely new ways to extend health span and to improve our quality of life. Okay, last on our list of things to watch in 2025, Dr. Ben Goertzel. Talk about converging technology. Dr. Goertzel is banging on all cylinders by utilizing all of it. An OG of the anti-aging community, his platforms like Rejuve AI and SingularityNet let individuals securely share health data, fund research via tokens, and access affordable AI-driven health insights. He employs virtual simulations in his work to model complex biological aging processes to design personalized longevity interventions.
The model here is sort of a model of how different aspects of a person's body and their life sort of interact to make the people get old or to live a long healthy life, right? Like it's a model of how all the different things about a person come together, which could be what you eat. It's how your blood is flowing through your brains. It could be how your mind is functioning. It could be your mental and emotional health. It could be what drugs you're taking, right? So it's a model of how all these aspects of your body and your life and mind are coming together to make your holistic body either healthy and likely to live 110 years or unhealthy and possibly going to die at 60 or 70 or something.
And using advanced AI and machine learning algorithms, Goertzel simulates how cells, proteins, and genetic factors interact with the body to predict how different therapies like gene editing might affect aging and overall health. The virtual environment allows him to redefine potential therapies, speeding up development and minimizing costly trial and error in real-world testing. All of which culminates into this vision of personalized AI-driven longevity protocols. So by analyzing an individual's genomic and health data alongside real-time lifestyle metrics, Goertzel's team are designing custom strategies to optimize health and extend lifespan. We posted an interview with him back in August of 2024. You can find that here or down below. In 2025, expect Goertzel's projects to push the envelope, exploring ideas like regenerative medicine and bio-inspired robotics to enhance human health. And you can actually get involved by checking out rejuve.ai, SingularityNet, and by hitting that thumbs up button right down there. All right, that's our list of 7 ways longevity science is evolving in 2025. And let me know if there are any trends in lifespan or health span that you see unfolding over the next year. You know, is there something that we should have included or something you think that we should look into? Let us know in the comments section. We have a lot more longevity science news to bring you in 2025. But in the meantime, be sure to check out our 4-part series on the social, political, and economic ramifications of a cure for aging by clicking right here. And if you know anyone who might be interested in living a bit longer, please share this video with them. All right, I'm Emmett Short. This is Longevity Science News. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.